Uh, this is Matt Bush here, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're going to be getting started in just a couple minutes, but I wanted to come on out and say hello. This is going to be a typical Matt Bush kind of webinar where that means I'm going to look forward to be interacting with you, and of course I have some special guests tonight as well. We're going to be sharing a lot of really cool stuff about local SEO. So if we could start just by you letting me know that you can hear me okay and everything sounds cool in the chat box there. Just let me know, just kind of like a A-OK kind of thing. Awesome. Daniel says loud and clear. Kevin, nice to see you on here. Robert, Richard, fantastic. Lots of goods. Awesome. Cool. Cool deal. Can you just give me 1 second here? Things are crazy as always, I'm afraid. All right. So I know that a question I get asked all the time is how do you rank? How do you rank for local sites? I mean, I do a lot with video, but also search engine optimization is so important. And I consider selling videos to be like the foot in the door, and search engine services is like the bread and butter, because search engine services is something that you can charge for every month. Whereas you sell a video typically, and it's awesome, and it's a fantastic way to get in there. But to really make the most that you can and not leave any money on the table, you want to be able to offer search engine services. And there's multiple ways that you can do that. And our guest tonight, Tony, is like a master of this. So I'm really excited. We're going to turn it over to him in just a couple minutes. We're going to give a little bit extra time here. But one thing I'm curious is how many of you out there are doing local SEO. If you could let me know in the chat box, that I'm interested to hear. Bill asks, how cold is it up there? I'll tell you how cold it is, Bill. We got a call that our school is starting 2 hours late tomorrow because it's going to be too cold in the morning for the kids to be at the bus stop. That probably sounds ridiculous to people that live in the cold area. I'm assuming it's going to be below 0 tomorrow morning, so that's just a little bit cold to be standing at the bus stop. I was outside moving cars around today, just like in our driveway. And I was only out there for like 3 minutes, and like my face was like burning and stuff. It's just I'm not used to it. I'm used to it being in the winter. It gets to be like maybe like 10 or 20 degrees, but it's like below 0 with the wind and everything. And I don't know how the people like in Alaska do it. Okay, David says he's just a beginner with local SEO. Okay, Dean is doing local SEO. That's awesome. Lori, okay, fantastic. Yes, we have a mixture here, which is great, because I know that Tony's really going to be taking us, regardless if we have experience or not.
Okay.
So very good. Okay. So, all right. Well, hey, then why don't we go ahead and get started? So, I want to thank you all for coming out tonight, because as I started to say, local SEO is such a big deal, and everybody wants to know, how to do it. So I wanted to turn this over to Tony Hayes. He's the SEO master. He's been full-time in internet marketing online since 2008. So long time, longer full-time than I have. And over that time, SEO has been his main thing. He's made, I think, over 20 products on SEO, and I always pick them up because they're great. And you've probably seen some of them in the past that I've promoted to you because they're awesome. So now Tony is also doing things on the local level, which is awesome, and he's working with high-end clients. So after speaking with him, he offered to come out here and do this training with you tonight, so I was pretty excited about that. So with that being said, Tony, I would like to introduce you. Thanks for being here, man.
Great. Thank you. Thanks for telling your new customers all about this webinar, so that we can get into some really good training, I think, that we got in here. There might be a little bit too much in depth, but what we will do at the end of it is we will make a blog post from it with the webinar replay in there, and plus a whole bunch of step-by-step stuff as well, so that people can always come back and refer to it, because there's a lot of information here tonight, guys. To give you a little bit of a background about myself, I have been doing SEO since 2008 full-time. Previous to that, I was doing SEO just for a couple of years before that for my own recruitment business I had at that time. At the time when the Lehman Brothers sort of collapsed, when we had that financial collapse in 2008, 2008, I immediately switched over at that point to start doing local marketing. And then I think about 2010 or 2011, I just quit all the local stuff altogether. I just got tired of it. It was just not working for me as well as I wanted it to. And I felt like it was a chore, like I was working for other people. And so I quit that and I started to get into product creation at that particular time. Now I've come back around full circle, okay, with the sort of experience of hindsight and things like that. And what I'm going to try and explain to you today is how we can do things in a simpler way, that we don't need to feel like employees. We don't need to, promise SEO results, but we can sell SEO packages, and we can sell things that we know are going to work without having to put ourselves in a position where we feel that we have to work full-time for one particular customer, okay? And that's where that I'm approaching it all at the moment, and this is the way I'm coming back into the local sort of SEO, the local traffic, the local consulting kind of business, and I'm focusing just on high-end clients as well. I'm not looking for the little guys as much as I like them, and I offer them a lot of help if they get on the telephone to me. I try and avoid them because they just don't have the money to spend that you would need them to be able to spend if you're going to work with them full time. And secondly, it's not easy to scale up a business when you've got a lot of little guys taking up your time, and basically they will take up a lot of your time for not enough money for you to be able to scale up quickly as well. Okay, so when you're doing a local business, you need to be able to scale it up as well. Now, when Matt showed me this product, this video sales machine, I was really intrigued because everything Matt does is always high quality. He's not just selling you stuff that you can go and sell to clients like video service and stuff. He's giving you the marketing materials that come with it as well, which is always a great thing to be able to get that kind of stuff first, because what he's doing really is he's giving you a way that you put your marketing focus first before you drive any traffic. You've got your marketing elements in place before you do any traffic generation. And this is really, really key right now, because what I'm seeing again and again and again is a bunch of SEOs just do not do this the right way around. Basically what they're doing is they're driving traffic to something that is not going to convert. Now, he's already done all that for you. It's a huge amount of work that's been put in here to give you this kind of thing that will convert like crazy, as long as you can drive the traffic to it. So he's already taken care of that part, where I feel a lot of SEOs are very, very weak when it comes to the sort of marketing side, and he's already taken care of it. But what we need to do as well, once we've got this kind of thing set up and once we've been able to drive the traffic, is we need to be able to upsell some stuff. And we need to be able to upsell some stuff in a way that we can easily scale up as well. Okay. Were you going to say something there, Matt? Did I interrupt you there?
Oh no, but just that.
Okay.
It's interesting the story that you shared. I had the exact same problem, because when I started, I took a bunch of clients and I just kind of fell into having to service them because I did not structure my business in the right way.
Yeah.
I didn't go after, ideally, you work with less clients and get more money from them. So that is such a strong thing to follow, and obviously to do it in a way that you're not doing all the work yourself. So those were the things that kind of blew me up at first, but then eventually I figured it out and got on track, and but that's totally the road that I went down.
Yeah, it's very easy to do because, especially the people who are not used to being sort of on the front foot of selling, they tend to give too much away as well. And what they don't realize is they're giving away so much time that it doesn't allow them to scale up as well when they're offering too much of a personalized kind of service, which we've all done. We've all made those kind of mistakes before, but I'm going to try and take some of that away. At least with one service that I think everybody can do very, very simply and very, very easily. And at the same time, we can cover quite a few things with one particular service that we're going to cover here that you will see in just a second, okay? So what are the local ranking factors? What are the local traffic factors that is working right now? Now, this is from my own experience, and this is basically from, I would say, the last sort of 2 to 6 months. We've really sort of ramped it up in the last 6-8 weeks since we have done since December, really, we started to ramp this up. I've hired some people here to help me, and basically what I'm doing is focusing on the property market here in Pattaya in Thailand. Okay, now it's a major market here, and there's a lot of money to be made because, there's agencies everywhere, and there's real estate development going on everywhere as well. There's condos, there's hotels, there's housing villages and villas, that kind of stuff. There's just non-stop building of this kind of stuff going on. What I did though was took a sort of an approach that wasn't going to put me in competition with all these real estate agents. Rather, we would put together some things that would help them with their marketing, and that way we're not really tied into any one particular agency, but we're focused on one particular industry, and we're providing services for the whole industry that is in high demand. Okay, and so what we can do at that point is we can create things like portals for advertising properties. We can create some video marketing services. We can create retargeting services for for AdWords and things like that for Facebook. We can create YouTube ads services. We can create a whole bunch of stuff, but all of that stuff is easy to scale up because we're not actually doing a lot of it ourselves. But this is what we're finding is working, especially with the SEO stuff right now. First of all, we've got to have the local pages. You've got to have your Google Plus pages, and ideally you're going to have a fan page as well. Okay. Now, even when you're doing the Google Plus page, you can find people on Fiverr.com that will do that for you. If you don't know how to do it, it's fine. I do know how to do it, but I don't even bother with it anymore. I just don't want to get into that kind of stuff and get stuck in the business anymore. If somebody on Fiverr will do it for me for $26, which I think is what I paid when I took all the sort of additional upsells that he was offering, then I'm going to take that offer. I'm going to take that every single time. That's cheaper than I can employ somebody, cheaper than I can train somebody as well. Okay, so you've got to have those local pages. They're really key. Now, what happens when you have those local pages is you need to be able to go out and get citations. Okay, now citations, they come from various forms. I mean, most people will tell you they're coming from local directories, but it doesn't have to be just local directories, guys. Okay, you can get them from forum profiles. You can get them from doing press releases. You can get them from doing video marketing just by putting citations, which basically is about your business. It's the information about your business inside the video descriptions, etc. Okay, so you can get citations from multiple sources. Okay, it's not just the local business directories. Those are kind of essential anyway, but we can take it a little bit further from what other people are doing as well. What you've got to remember as well is when you're coming into the local markets, especially if you're coming into very lucrative markets, you are going to have competition from people who do understand things like SEO, who do understand things like internet marketing, and you really do need to be able to think a little bit more outside the box for being able to offer something that will get results without being able to sort of tie yourself down to having to produce those results, especially not immediately. One of the favorite things you will see from a lot of SEOs doing this kind of thing is they will say, we guarantee rankings within 3 months and things like that. You don't want to be saying that because 3 months for a start sounds like a long time away. What you want to do is you want to focus on the basics, the essentials, the sort of elements of the local SEO, of the local marketing that every business really needs to have. And there's different ways that we can approach selling that. Okay, so we can approach that, for example, for being able to get rankings, for being able to get traffic, for being able to get their content found online, for being able to get testimonials and reviews and things like that. All these things are really important. Okay, but what is the client actually looking for when you're approaching them, or when he is looking for a service for internet marketing, as he calls it? He doesn't think about SEO. Okay, all he wants to know is, will it get me more clients? Will it get me more customers? How much is it going to cost me? And how fast can I get a return on my money? Okay, that's the only things he really is caring about. Okay, what you need to be able to do at that point is you need to be able to just show some case studies. Okay, and if you haven't got a case study, then start with your own. So you start with your own case study, you start to do it with yourself. Okay, so what you can do is you can go out and get really fast rankings, you can go and get really fast traffic, you can go and get really fast video marketing sort of or social media exposure very quickly by doing some very simple things, which we're going to touch on in just a few minutes. Okay, we'll come to one particular service that can take out half of these in one file in just one fell swoop. But you can cover basically 6 things in one service that we're going to show you in just a few minutes. Okay. So the other things that are really working very, very well is the social accounts with activity and engagement. They need to have interactivity. They need to have engagement. Okay. Let's just call all interactivity. And what I mean by this is if you've got some videos, for example, on YouTube, okay, we know that we can go and buy views, but we don't want to go and buy views because what normally happens is people will go and get 2,500 views. It comes in 24 or 48 hours, but they've forgotten that, first of all, the keywords they're targeting don't get anywhere near that amount of searches every single month, okay? And then they often forget that they've got to get comments, they've got to have interactivity, they've got to have likes, they've got to have it making it looking like a real campaign as well. So the way to get this real activity and this real engagement is not by going and buying things like views and stuff like that. It's by either hiring other people to do it for you or using software that can do it for you anyway. Okay, we'll touch on that in just a few seconds as well because I've got links all sprinkled out through this presentation, and we will come back to this in just a few minutes, okay? So things like, it's the same for YouTube, it's the same for Facebook, it's the same for Twitter, where we can get that social activity, that engagement happening from real people, and we can also use software that basically we can use to be able to kickstart any campaign, whether it comes from video marketing or social. Okay, we have tools that can do all of that for us. If you've been around internet marketing long enough, you probably know at least 3 or 4 different tools that can help you to go and get social shares, to go and get increased YouTube video views, to go and get comments on videos and stuff like that as well. Or you can just go to Fiverr.com and you can get some stuff done there. The problem with Fiverr.com is that nobody is really thinking about the volume of the views. They're offering like 1,000 views or 2,000 views for, as a kind of minimum amount that you can buy. And often you really just want to get 100 or 200 because that's really all you need. Okay. So let me just stop here for a second, Matt, because I'm kind of jumping a little bit. I can sense.
So it sounds like you're saying that you really have to be careful at it. I mean, if you just go to Fiverr and you buy 1,000 views because that sounds awesome because it's too many views, you could just blow up your account doing that and get kicked out, right?
The thing is, it kind of still works. This fast sort of high velocity linking for videos, the high volume views for videos, because they get around it. There's ways to get around it because what they're looking for, especially with video, is that you get high retention views so that people are watching more than 50% of the video or higher. But what's working today doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be working tomorrow. And what people need to take into consideration is that YouTube or Google, for example, they really do care about the integrity of their advertising platform. YouTube is an advertising platform. Google is an advertising platform. If they're trying to sell adverts or they're trying to sell AdWords to potential customers, and they're saying to them, well, we get 1.2 million views every 3 minutes or something like that, but there might be 400,000 of those views might be robots. And that is not going to sound good for any business to try and sell a service. It's not going to sound good for their integrity, even if you know that service is really high traffic, okay? So they do care about it. So I've got absolutely no doubt that sometime, very, very soon, they're going to clamp down. And if you've been doing stupid things to an extent where, it's just so bloody obvious, then you will get slapped. It's just got to happen sometime. And there's just no way I can see any way that they're going to let this carry on for a long time, because the integrity of their advertising business is in doubt as long as they allow this kind of thing to go on. So you need to be really careful. You have to think about it from their point of view as well. But there are things that we can do, and basically the best thing you can do is just to kickstart things like this for your social media activity, for your YouTube views and things like that.
Yeah, I just want people to understand that you don't just want to go out there and just start doing it blindly. You really need to be paying attention to what you're doing, and if you have your foot in the gas too much, and be following strategies that have been proven to work.
Yeah, especially if you are doing stuff for a client. Really, if you're doing stuff for a client, you don't want to be doing crazy things that are going to come back that you have to try and fix a little bit later.
Absolutely.
Okay, so anyway, this is the stuff that's working for us right now. We're making sure that we have social accounts, we're making sure we have activity, we're making sure we have engagement. What we'll do is, I don't want to focus on this too much right now, I just wanted to cover it. What I'll do is when we make the blog post, which is going to be tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to put some links to some tools that you can get, and plus I've got some free tools that we're going to give you as well. That does some of this, okay? So basically what we're looking at is, when I'm talking about the social accounts and stuff, is YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Sometimes we can do LinkedIn, depends on the client. It really, really depends on the client, okay? Let me just see, I just moved something over there. See if I can get that back. So basically, if you're doing a client that's got that can fit into LinkedIn in a way that his potential customers would be in LinkedIn, that makes perfect sense. If he's doing business to business kind of thing, and not necessarily business to consumer, then LinkedIn will work very, very well. Anything else we do, syndication, okay? Anything else beyond these three, we just do syndication. We try and keep it as really as simple as possible, okay? With the social networks, we need to be getting reshares. It's not just social shares. You will see some social tools that you can get. They're basically just plain syndication. You can go and get 50 tweets. You can go and get, 160 Facebook likes and things like that. What really is working now with the social stuff, the social signals, is reshares. And this is really, really important. This is when you make a tweet and you get a bunch of retweets, for example. Okay, or when you make a post on you make a post on Google Plus, for example, and you get +1s and you get Google shares, for example. Okay, so it's not just 50 tweets or 160 tweets. It's other people taking that content you've already shared and resharing it. Okay, that's very, very, very important. Okay, now you can go and get to WordPress plugins that do both of those for you. If I just come over to my site over here called anthonyhayes.me. If you look under here where it says Free Commando SEO Tools, we should have social syndication. No, we don't. I'm going to have to put it into the... I thought we had added that in there last night. This is social syndication. I've got two plugins, right? One is called Social Syndication Commando, which is this one here, that we put into WordPress. I'm just going to put this into the chat box in here, guys. You can go and download that. This one, what it's doing is doing things like the social signals. It will do tweets. It will do just the sort of social signals without it being reshared. Okay, and then we have another one. It's called Social Traffic Commando. Now this was a premium plugin that we were selling for $97, $77, etc. And I'm going to put this one in here as well. And you can use this as well. Now what this one does reshares. You can actually assign with this one which social accounts you want to be like the authority accounts, and then the other accounts that you add in here will go ahead and do things like reshares. Okay, so you're always going to be posting from your social accounts first. If you go over to this site anyway, you will see a bunch of free Commando SEO tools in here. You will see a whole bunch of stuff in here, and you will see throughout this presentation I've got links to them as well. Okay, now for those particular plugins, you just need to follow inside the actual dashboard in WordPress on how to use them. There's some video training and stuff in there, and if you get stuck, you can send an email to support@anthonyhayes.me, and LOL, he will help you out there. Okay, so for your social signals, the most important thing to think about here is that you want to just use it for kickstarting, using tools like that for kickstart, and not as your be-all and end-all of your campaign. Okay, you just want to kickstart. It's really, really important that you can gather that information, that you can grasp that concept, so that you don't overdo things. Okay, especially when you're doing stuff for clients. Okay, now what is really, really working very, very well right now is video SEO. Video marketing, video SEO. What I mean by that is that when we're doing video marketing, we can do specific things with video to make a whole bunch of automation happen. Some people might have seen the recent product launch we did for IFTTT Backlink Commando. And basically what it meant was every time you upload a video into YouTube, it would go on this crazy syndication that would happen just automatically. We'd be doing things like Tumblr, HiPR, Tumblr, Web 2.0, blog networks, and things like that. We could do video, YouTube link wheels just by uploading a video or just by favoriting a video. by using the power of IFTTT. Okay, that still works very, very well, and it's not going to go away anytime soon. In fact, we're continually looking at how we can make those strategies even better, and we've already sort of designed another two that we're going to be introducing into the IFTTT backlink commando, probably in the next sort of 2 or 3 weeks. To make that automation happen anyway. Okay, what that's really doing for us is giving us a whole bunch of syndication happening on autopilot. Okay, so that if we do the correct things when we're uploading the video, what I mean by that is we're using compelling headlines, we're using descriptions that are well optimized, we're using tags that describe what the video is about. Then as long as we got those elements in there together, then we're getting a huge advantage once that syndication actually kicks in, because we don't need to do it with just one IFTTT account. We can do it with multiple IFTTT accounts, okay? And again, if you come over to the site and you look down here on the free Commando SEO tools, you will see in here at the very top IFTTT SEO recipe creator. So even if you don't have IFTTT backlink commando, this is a free recipe tool in here, and all you have to do is put in your IFTTT username and password. As long as you've got your accounts created within IFTTT, it will go and create some recipes so that every time you upload a video, something happens just automatically for stuff that you would do normally anyway. Okay. So the next thing that I've got in here is a social video marketing. Now this is kind of very similar to what we're doing with the IFTTT, because IFTTT actually does go into the social networks. Okay, so that when we upload a video, whether it's for ourselves or whether it's for a client, it's going through this IFTTT syndication kind of thing. Okay, now once we've got this video going into places like fan pages, once we've got it going into places like Tumblr, where you can actually go and buy PR5 Tumblr accounts and put it in there, and it's going to rank very high anyway. What we can do then is we can go and get things like reblogging. Okay, we can go and get additional services that we can buy just on Fiverr.com for $5 that would get that video shared, for example, on Tumblr and into hundreds or even more Tumblr accounts and things like that. This is what we're talking about with the social video marketing. It doesn't have to be done for local in quite the same way as what I would do for affiliate marketing, or if I'm doing some product stuff when I'm trying to really push some of my own products. But it's also an extra thing that you can do, very, very low cost, once you have done your video marketing properly. So once you have done your IFTTT stuff, and then you can just go and take something that's been posted on Twitter, that's been posted on Tumblr, for example, then you can get some real magic happening, real powerful stuff happening just by going over to Fiverr and finding somebody that will go out and do reblogs on Tumblr. Okay, now where this is coming from and where it's going to might be a little bit confusing, but if I just cut this short here, what I've got in here, the top 4 things that is actually working, that we've found is actually really, really working very, very well right now, is the video marketing and SEO, the citations, IFTTT or Web 2.0 networks. Okay, what I mean by Web 2.0 networks is that we're actually building those networks with this IFTTT syndication, where we're using PR5 Tumblr accounts, we're using PR5 Twitter accounts, we're using blogger accounts that are minimum PR2. We're buying expired domains, which we are redirecting to the blogger accounts. Okay, and all this kind of stuff is happening automatically in the background. Okay, and we're building this up, with a minimum of 10 networks. So there's 10 IFTTT accounts. All of them have got a PR5 Tumblr. All of them got a PR5 Twitter account. All of them have got a minimum of a PR2 blogger account. All of them have a minimum of 1 expired domain with very, very good sort of Moz or majestic metrics. Okay, and all this is happening just by uploading a video. It's getting syndicated to all of this network via IFTTT. Okay, so this is what I mean by the IFTTT or Web 2.0 blog networks. Now, if you times that by 10, if you've got 10 of these networks, you can see how powerful this is getting. You can actually dominate local just with this one thing, just because these sites are ranking very, very well. If you've got PR5 Tumblr, you're ranking really well for local. Okay, if you've got PR5 Twitter account linking to that Tumblr account as well, then you can see it's just building up more and more and more power. Okay, and the other thing, the last thing I've got in here that's working really well is press releases. Okay, now the reason press releases work really well, first of all, they're very powerful anyway. They're extremely powerful, and you're getting huge amounts of referral domains, okay? You're getting referral links coming to your main content or wherever you're linking from in the press releases, okay? But, you know, with press releases and the way that we do press releases, we take care of all of this. We're taking care of the video marketing. We're taking care of the video SEO. We're taking care of the citations. We're taking care of the IFTTT Web 2.0 blog networks, okay? And this is all happening by using these press releases, okay? And the way that we're doing this is we have our own press release service. It's called Mass Media SEO. Now, I don't know how many people have heard of Mass Media SEO, but basically the history of that is that we bought it from Mark Olson about 6 months ago or so. And when we bought it, it was a very, very basic press release service, and we built it up over time. And Robert, I'm going to bring you in a second. We can talk a little bit about what we've been doing with mass media as far as the distribution over the last sort of couple of months, 3 months.
Okay, standing by.
And basically what we have done is we've added I think we've added 2 new networks into our press release service now.
Yes, we have two brand new networks and increased distribution radically.
Yeah, okay. So what's happening, what we're working on right now is it's not just the press releases. I'm going to show you a clipping report right now from just a few days ago that Robert gave me. And I think we got something like 173 sites that we're distributing to. But that's only one part of press releases, okay? This is where a lot of people don't understand. It's not just about getting the fast rankings. What you want to be able to do with press releases is to get those rankings being sticky. And you want those referral links coming from press releases as well to your main content. Okay, what's really important with SEO is that we're getting a bunch of links coming from authority sites, but they're all coming from different authority sites. Rather than having 200 links coming from one domain, you want to have, you know, as many different domains as possible. Okay, why would you have 200 links from one domain? Can happen if you're using your YouTube channel a lot. You're getting, you know, a huge amount of YouTube links coming in. What you want to do is you want to diversify a little bit, and so things like press releases can really help you to do that very, very quickly and very, very easily as well. Okay, so what I've written here is basically the things that we take care of with the mass media SEO. Okay, so we're taking care of the video marketing and the SEO for video as well. Okay, because we're building these high PR blog networks, these Web 2.0 blog networks, where basically, let me just show you one actually. Let me see if I've got one in here. Robert, do you want to talk a little bit about the distribution right now while I'm going to find this example of what we're doing with the Web 2.0?
Okay, basically we have U.S. distribution, which has a worldwide aspect because I have customers in countries like Norway and Australia and Thailand that are using our press releases and getting ranked on page 1 of Google. So it's also working worldwide. We have a lot of high PR sites. A number of them are PR6, PR5, PR4. Most of them are in the mid PR range, and they do provide backlinks that are worthwhile and give a lot of link juice. They will help rank your videos, especially when you embed a video in your press release. They kind of have a synergistic effect working to help each other. The video helps to rank the press release, and the press release helps to rank the video. So very worthwhile using video when you are writing press releases.
Super, okay. Let me just find this, I kind of got myself lost a little bit there. Let me just find this clipping report that we got here. And this, I think, is the one that we actually put inside the sales page for mass media. And this one was taken on the 31st of January. Okay, so you know what we had before. I can't remember how many sites we had before when we first bought mass media. It wasn't anything like we have right now. But you can see in here that we got some big sites in here. We got some very, very good sites in here that is automated for the syndication. When that is automating the syndication, it's automating not just the press release article, also the video as well, where a video can be embedded, and if a video cannot be embedded, then a link to the video is added in there as well. And I'm going to show you some results in just a second to see how that works together, how it works congruently together to be able to get you good results. And you can see here there's 173 press release links in here, okay, that's from just one press release, okay. Now there are other services, sort of better known services. They might be charging something like $297 for 10. What we are offering for a fraction of that price is actually far, far more, because we put into the press releases so much more than just the distribution, okay, because we actually do press release SEO ourselves. Robert's been doing it for a long time. He's actually got case studies where he's got 800,000 hits to a single press release, and he's still getting, how much is it, 500 hits a day for that press release you did for Holly?
Hits a day, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It continues a year later.
Yeah. And you know, this is major traffic. You know, that's a press release about an SEO product. It's about Holly Cooper's product, I think it was at the time, wasn't it, from one of the webinars we did. And you know, for a little niche like SEO, if you think about it, it is quite a small niche. It's not kind of weight loss kind of thing. It's not, you know, these massive kind of niches like dating and stuff like that. It's just from an SEO niche. It's still getting about 500 hits a day. It shows you the power of press releases if you're actually doing press release SEO and you do understand how it works, okay? So what you're getting with the press release is basically we're getting the video marketing SEO, because we have a YouTube channel that actually works quite well for getting results as well. I'm just going to find those links you gave me earlier. I asked Robert this morning to give me some results, just random results.
Just to clarify, because there's been some questions.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tony, just to clarify, people are asking, because not everybody knows what PR means, in terms that that's an arbitrary number that Google assigns to links. It just kind of means how strong something is seen in Google.
Page rank you're talking about.
Right.
Okay, well, page rank.
You're talking about different sites. You're talking about page rank being, this page rank is 5, which is, you know, is very strong.
Yeah, well, people are still saying, I mean, there's a lot of people now that are saying that page rank don't really matter, but, you know, look, you've got these sites like Moz and you've got sites like Majestic, and they're coming up with their sort of inbuilt algorithms for, you know, for metrics, for SEO metrics. Let me show you what that looks like. Let's actually, good point. Let's deal with that point while we're here. Okay, if I go to a site, let me take a site that I've just taken. I'm going to give you an idea. Softwaresoda.com. I'm going to give you an idea of the kind of stuff we're doing for mass media. This is an expired domain. Okay, I bought this as an expired domain. Now, if I go and look at the Moz metrics in here, this is a Moz toolbar I've got here. Just give it a second to load. It's going to tell me what is the domain authority and what is the page authority. Okay, you can see here page authority is 35 and domain authority is 28, which is quite powerful domain, especially because it only cost us $10 to buy this. Okay, but this is going to be redirected to one of the blogger accounts, so that we have, you know, we're building power into those Web 2.0 blog networks. Okay, we're actually kind of inadvertently, by doing it like this, we're actually building a separate kind of blog network in the background with expired domains as well, but only for the blogger accounts, because the Tumblr we're buying PR5, for the Twitter we're buying PR5, which is PageRank. Okay, now PageRank is from Google. Then you got things like Moz doing metrics like this, because they're saying that the PageRank doesn't matter anymore. Okay, then we got also Majestic. Let's have a look at what they're saying about this particular domain. And you can see here they're saying the trust flow is 35, citation flow is 37. This is very high. Okay, and basically what they're doing is that they're analyzing where the links are coming from, and it's just giving you a trust factor, a citation factor, whether those domains can be trusted or not. Okay, now how does this differ from PageRank? As far as I'm concerned, this can be very cleverly done for Majestic, from Moz, from Ahrefs, and all those kind of sites. They can put together really complex algorithm kind of calculations and come up with their own metrics. At the end of the day, Google's metrics are what really matters. What Google says really matters. If Google says that's a page rank 3 or a page rank 4, and that domain is over, you know, 4 or 5 years old, then I'm going to take it that Google has actually given that on merit, because 4 or 5 years ago, when PageRank really did matter, when they were updating the sort of public PageRank data and information, then if that domain was, 4 or 5 years old at that particular time, then it actually had deserved the page rank that it got. So as clever as Moz can be, as clever as Majestic can be, as clever as Ahrefs or any of those can be, Google data to me is far more important, because there's no guesswork there. The others, no matter how cleverly they are done, are still just guessing, okay? And I've seen Moz metrics being manipulated by people using things like GSA Search Engine Ranker. It's not that hard to do. You just need to get verified links, and by getting verified links, the Moz information goes up, the Moz metrics go up. Okay, so when you're talking about PageRank, you're talking about Moz metrics, and you're talking about Majestic. I still put a lot of weight onto what Google have given with the PageRank, which is basically like a quality score for the backlink profile. Okay, for the authority of the site. Hope that explained it, or did I confuse people even more?
Yeah, I think the gist is that, you just don't want to have links for the sake of having links. Where they're coming from is very important, and those are the, whatever factors you call it, whatever words you use, you want to have good quality links for this to really work.
Yeah, you need to be thinking about, the authority of the links, whether they're coming from sites that can be trusted. So that's basically what it all comes down to. No matter what metrics they're all looking at, it's really coming down to that one fact. Whereas it's so easy to go and use tools to get a whole bunch of, high amounts of links. It's coming down to the quality of the backlinks that you're getting, and that's why people like Moz and Majestic do their own metrics, as well as Google having their page rank. But this is the kind of thing that we're actually putting into our mass media SEO, Web 2.0 blog networks, okay? And plus we've done a whole bunch of stuff with the YouTube optimization as well. So it goes beyond just, press release and press release distribution, because this is the stuff we actually do ourselves for our own stuff, okay? And we have got, huge amount of case studies where we've got a lot of traffic coming from press releases, okay? So for the video marketing aspect, when you've got that Web 2.0 networks being created via IFTTT and via our own tools that are creating the recipes needed, as they call them, with IFTTT, basically what we do with them is we syndicate via them, because they do a data run every 15 minutes to any site that you connect with IFTTT.com. Okay, and you can connect sites like Blogger, you can connect sites like Twitter, Tumblr, etc. Once you have connected an account now, what it does is every 15 minutes it does a data run to see if there's any new content, and then it will distribute the content as you have instructed it to. So for example, I can say if I have a new video uploaded on YouTube, then make a post over to my Tumblr account, okay? And so that when it comes into Tumblr, I can have another instruction for IFTTT there saying, if there's a new post on my Tumblr account, make it post over to Blogger, make it post over to Tumblr, to Twitter, etc., etc. That's how IFTTT works, and that's the way that we take advantage of it. So as we're building up these Twitter accounts and Tumblr accounts to be high page rank, to be high authority kind of accounts, this gets more and more and more powerful, okay? So the next thing is the citations. Now, when you do a press release, you're going to put in your description. You're going to put your company details, sorry, not description. You're going to put in information about your company. You're going to put information about your press release, what your press release is about, your article, etc. And you're going to do a summary and all that kind of stuff. So every time that press release is done, you're always having similar to a citation like you would have in a local directory, because you're putting in your business information. Okay, that's basically what a citation is. So it's taking care of the citations. Okay, it's taking care of the videos, it's taking care of the syndication, it's taking care of Web 2.0 blog networks, it's taking care of press releases themselves, because you're getting the press release distribution to those 170 odd sites. And plus, with those 170 odd sites, you're getting these referral domains, and ultimately, with all that happening, you get traffic as well. Okay, it can be coming from various sources. It can be coming from some of the sites that the press releases land on. It can be coming from some of the Web 2.0 sites. It can be coming from YouTube, etc. as well. Okay, so with the press releases, you can actually take care of 6 things in one go with mass media, the way that we do it. Okay, now some of this we are still building up. We got one full-time assistant right now working on this. I'm looking to bring in one more so that we can really ramp it up and we can really scale it up. But this is what's happening right now with mass media SEO, and this is what we're really putting the effort into making happen long term. So we're taking care of every single press release that comes in, completely different from anybody else in the industry as well. Okay, and you can see there exactly what we're trying to do. Now, with press releases, and they're typically they're quite expensive. Okay, if you look at Newswire, for example, they're $297 for 10. Okay, now, Robert, when we did that promotion, I think it must have been about a year ago when we had Michael X, what was his name? Michael Tiger.
That's right.
Yeah,
Michael Tiger.
I think we did something like 60 sales when we did that promotion about a year ago via webinar. And about 3 months later, we had about 10 sales left. We had about 10 customers still in there.
That's right.
Yeah. And the reason...
And mainly it was because they're so expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. They're so expensive. And secondly, what was happening there was they didn't get any credits rolled over into the next month as well.
Right.
So that makes it even more expensive. Yeah. So what we did when we took mass media, we had it actually very, very low. We had 5-pack for $37, but since we've increased the distribution, we had to increase the price as well. But we've been able to come at it in a different way so that we can put together a really great offer for people as well. Now, with the press releases, what you've got to understand as well is that we are still building this up for mass media, okay? You can see what we're trying to do with the Web 2.0. You can see what we're trying to do with the video marketing and stuff like that. Robert, do you have those results on your computer or not?
The results for the videos that we're ranking because of mass media?
I've got them here. I was thinking I hadn't uploaded them, sorry. If you look in here, I don't know if you guys can see this. What you will see is that our YouTube channel ranks very well. Okay, you can see we've got mass media in here, so that this one is ranking really well for the video. And this one here, these we just pulled together about 10 minutes before the webinar. And you can see this is local stuff. And you can see here the YouTube video is ranking very well. And in here we got one of the Web 2.0 sites as well. Do we have any for massmediaseo.com? Yeah, we have here. This has been built up, and we're actually building some expired domains linking to these as well, to the Mass Media SEO news site as well. So we can add some more link just into that as well, make it even more powerful. But again, it's going to take a little bit of time as we're building this up, and these kind of things don't really happen, you know, in 1 or 2 weeks. They take time to build up when you're working on these particular sites. But you can see here again, the Mass Media YouTube channel is working, it's doing what it's supposed to do, okay? And we're starting to see the massmediaseo.com starting to rank as well. Now, this is the kind of stuff that we're working on in the background, but you've got to give us time to build it up. But even then, if somebody was to come into our site right now and buy press releases from Mass Media SEO, let me just see what that put is. I can't find where did I put that. Let's type it in again. Massmediaseo.com. If somebody was to come over to our site right now, what they would see is all these sites that we distribute to, and the prices would be like there's 5 press releases for $67, 10 for $97, and 20 for $197. But what I did with Matt was I said to him, look, I see what you're trying to do here, and it's been something that I've been trying to be teaching as well for the last sort of 2 or 3 months, really focusing on SEOs to start doing the marketing elements first, and before they start driving traffic, especially for the local stuff as well. So what I said to Matt was, look, let me do a webinar and let me put together something really special for an offer so that we can make it, you know, something really worthwhile for your customers for this particular type of approach into local marketing. So what we're going to do is we're making an offer for 12, is it 10 or 12 press releases, Robert?
With Newswire?
No, for what?
There's 12.
The offer we're making.
Offer is 12.
The offer we're making today for Matt's.
It's 12 press releases for $67 a month.
Wow.
And the press releases don't expire.
No.
Until you get a maximum of 50 in your account.
Yeah. Okay, so that's for basically 5 months you can use without even doing a press release. You won't lose your credits, something like that, 4 or 5 months. So what we're doing is we're not doing what it says on the sales page of 5 press releases for 67. We're actually giving you 12 for 67 for those that want to come in. And the reason I wanted to do this is because you can resell these guys. You can resell these. If you're using video marketing as a video agency, you can cover all of those different things happening here. We actually take care of all that for you. We're taking care of a lot of those ranking factors. Remember those top 4 ranking factors I told you about? The citations, the video marketing SEO, the Web 2.0 blog networks, and the press releases. All of that is happening at the same time, okay? And plus you're getting referral demands, and there will be traffic coming from various sources. That just has to happen just the way that, that we have structured this. And so you can have all of that, and that means you can do some resale services as well. Now, I think we looked at, just before we come on, we looked at some press release services like PR Web and what they actually charge for press releases, and these are selling to local businesses, okay? And this is kind of where your competition would be, because these guys are quite expensive. And because they're selling to businesses, they're not selling to marketers. And if you look at some of the prices, you mean like $99 at the minimum they are charging for a press release in here. Okay, we got this one over here as well, which is Newswire. Just see what they've got. Okay, I need to reload that particular page. This one, Online PR Media. Look at this, they're charging $389 for a press release in here. And they're guaranteeing 150 full-page syndications. That means websites that they're syndicating to. Don't forget we got 173 in that clipping report. Okay, and we're charging 67 for 12. I mean, it's just chalk and cheese, in comparison, but it shows you the profit margins that you can make by upselling press releases. And basically what you're doing then is you don't even need to focus on selling the press releases. You can focus on the SEO side because you're doing the video marketing. You're doing the press releases, you're doing the citations, you're doing the Web 2.0 blog networks. We're doing all that for you every time you submit a press release. So I mean, it's really, really powerful stuff that we put together here, and it makes it really powerful for an additional service that you can use with your video ads agency, that you can actually go and do this SEO. It's already being done for you. Okay.
I've got a number of people here just can't wait for the link, Tony.
I think, do you have the link to, who's got a link?
I think you have.
I've got the link, Tony. I've got it here. Okay, there you go. I just put it in the chat box. That's internetmarketermatt.com/press-releases.
Okay. Now what we normally do is we normally do one webinar every month for mass media. What we're going to focus on the next webinar that is coming up for mass media, we're going to focus on reselling these as a service, okay? We're going to focus on reselling because what you're actually seeing here is just, there's nobody else is doing this kind of stuff in the press release market. Nobody else is offering Web 2.0 blog networks. Nobody else is offering links to expired domains, which is essentially building a PBN, okay? Citations should always be in there anyway for any press release service, okay? The video marketing, some people will actually charge you a lot more money for doing video in your press releases. They will charge you quite significant amounts of money for every single press release if you want to put a video in there. Robert, you get any idea how much they charge some of those guys for video in the press release?
Just to add a video, it's an upgrade. They want to charge you $100 extra at PR Web.
Crazy, yeah. So
they only let you write 300 words. If you want any more words than that, you've got to give them another $100.
Yeah, it's madness. So, we're putting together these kind of things, and nobody else is putting this together, and the reason we're putting it together is because it's what we actually do for ourselves. It is what we do for ourselves, and that's why Robert's still getting 500 hits a day for that SEO press release for Holly Cooper's product that we did a webinar. It was just a question and answer webinar, wasn't it? Or was it a Google? It was a Google Hangout, wasn't it? And that's basically what we did the press release around. And
that's right.
Because this is what we do. So there's a whole bunch. I was actually looking at somebody passed me a discussion. It was on the Warrior Forum by someone else who was doing press releases the other day. And I was reading the discussion that was happening there, and they were discussing, what kind of keywords you should expect to rank for with press releases. And the one glaring sort of thing that was missing from the whole thing was the traffic element. And you can tell then if people are actually doing press release SEO or just selling it by looking at that discussion. It took me about 45 seconds to realize this guy's not even doing press release SEO, because the first thing that would come into your head, what is the advantage of press releases? It's traffic. It's the first thing comes into my head. Okay. As far as rankings, it really depends on what else you're doing with it, because you can get fast rankings, especially if you get into Google News approved sites. And we don't actually go in there right now for a lot of Google News approved sites, but we're getting rankings because of the other stuff that we're doing, and because of the manual stuff that we do for every single press release that comes in. On top of what you see here, we're doing social bookmarking. We have tools. People might be aware that I've got a software called Social Bookmark Commando. People might be aware we've got a software called Web 2.0 Commando as well, which does a whole bunch of Web 2.0 distribution for long tail keywords and stuff like that as well. And this is what we're training our assistants to go and do. Okay, do you want to see if there's any questions? By the way, guys, I'll give you a link to this slide thing here. What I normally do is I give a link to the slides when we're doing the webinars. And we usually do a webinar once a week. And let me just put this in here. There's a whole bunch of other stuff in there as well, which I just knew I wasn't going to have time to go to be able to cover. But what we'll do is we're going to make a blog post out of this, and it'll be on the site. All of this information in here as well. Okay, so you can just go ahead and access that. And this will, the good thing about these Google slides is the update, as I update them as well. And I do go back and update them quite often too. And you can see there's links in here for some really good things. This guy does Google Places setup services on Fiverr, for example. You got links in here for various things. Guy on Fiverr doing some gigs over here that's really good for local citations and stuff like that. And you continue to see these getting updated and links added, and that's what we're doing with the blog post. That's the way that we kind of progress with those. Right, is there any questions?
Oh, just if you could clarify again, because I think some people are confused. I know that it's 12 press releases, not 5, because people are looking on the sales page that they got the link to, and are just concerned that it's not correct. But I know that you had said that it is 12. You could clarify that.
That link we just gave you earlier, you should be getting 12 press releases for 67. I gave you a link. I put a link up here for Mass Media SEO. Okay, this is the Mass Media SEO site. This is what you would pay if you're not coming through Matt's link. This is what you pay. You would be paying 67 for 5 if you are not using Matt's link. Okay. If I'm using
Matt's link is leading to 5 press releases.
It is? No. Okay. Well, just give me a second. Let's switch over the. That's not correct. Robert, can I switch over to your computer for presentation? I can fix this. Or I tell you what, we can upgrade anybody who buys today. Anybody who's bought today, we can upgrade into that anyway. But if anybody's already bought, let me just change presenter, and I need to put it over to you. Let's just see if we can get over to your screen, and I can sort this.
This is really awesome of Tony to do for everybody too, because I mean you have cost on this, and it's not as easy for you to discount it and to be able to make it so significant. I just want to thank you on behalf of all the people, all of my customers. I want to thank you for doing that for us today.
You're welcome. We always give great value on our stuff. Always. It's not, it's not. When we're looking at stuff like this, we know from our own experience, from promotions that we have done before, that people don't hang around press release services if they're too expensive, because as much as they understand the value of them, they just can't, keep up with the cost unless they've been able to get these kind of a return on investment that a lot of people just don't know how to do anyway. So what you find is a lot of people come in and then they don't stick around with it for more than 2 or 3 months, and that's just a shame, because it's got such significant impact into multiple SEO elements the way that we're doing it, that it's going to make it a no-brainer, and it's going to make it really hard for people to want to leave it, because you're getting the press releases, you're getting Web 2.0 blog networks, you're getting all that other stuff comes with it as well, the video marketing and everything else that comes with it as well. Okay, Matt, I'm going to find this link for you, and we need to basically go into, let's go into JVZoo. I need to go and get that link for you. So I need to give it to you on Skype. Robert, if you want to explain to them some other stuff about distribution or whatever while I'm doing this, feel free.
Sure, I'm hoping everybody can see my screen, and you can see the websites that are distributed to from Mass Media SEO. These are all well-known sites that, excuse me, a lot of you may be visiting every day. I do. I visit some of these pretty much every day. But others, they're just there for my press release, and I really appreciate the traffic and the rankings I get from using these high authority sites, and they really help me do my job a lot easier. I wouldn't just depend entirely on press releases. I wouldn't quit your video SEO and other such things that you're doing. It just makes it a lot easier. You know, when you're publishing a press release that you're going to be getting a lot of authority links back to your videos and to your website, depending on what links you're using. But it just makes it easy. It makes it simple, and it's pretty cheap with what we've done.
Okay.
We've essentially gone to the source.
Matt,
Ready,
if you,
Tony?
yeah, I'm just, I need Matt to check us the link I sent him on the Skype so that we can see. Matt, if you can click that link on the Skype and just tell me what you see, if you just reply to me on Skype what you see. If it's not showing the right thing, then we're just going to have to do it and anybody who buys today, we upgrade them to 12 until we can get Jeff to fix it. Jeff's our tech guy for this stuff.
Just
My apologies, I should have checked this before I got started today. It's still the same, okay. Okay, tell you what guys, anybody who buys this week, not just today but this week, what day is it today? It is, I've got Friday here. So
Thursday night here where I am.
Thursday night, Friday morning here. Okay, I'm going to keep this open till Monday. Anybody who buys from the link that we have put in, between now and Monday, we're going to upgrade to 12 press releases. Robert, if you get H to make sure, H is our assistant, to make sure anybody who registers today gets upgraded to 12
Yes.
per month, okay? I'm going to have to do it manually.
I will make
just to
sure of that.
Thank you. Okay, so we can take care of that and everybody gets looked after properly and you get all the advantages of the stuff that we're working on in the background. So there's not just the press releases, you're getting the video marketing elements, you're getting citations, you're getting the Web 2.0 blog networks, you're getting expired domain blog networks, and you're getting the sort of big SEO benefits from referral domains and the traffic as well. So you're getting 6 in 1 with us, whereas the other people really can't do that even with what they're charging. Okay, so let's see if there's any questions that we can take.
People asking about training, and yes, we do have a blog that's associated with Mass Media SEO where there is training posted, and there's a lot of free training all over the net. So there's a lot of training out there. It's easy to find. Oh,
actually, you know what I forgot? We have another tool that we give away for members of Mass Media SEO. Let's just switch the presenter back over to me, and I'll show them a little bit about this. Let's see if I've got one open or not. No, that's the wrong one. Are you seeing my screen yet? No?
I see a blank screen.
Okay, just give me a second. Show my screen. Okay. So we have no, that's Tube Networks. That's not the right one. I thought I did the article one. Oh, here's the article one. Got it here. Can you see my screen yet? No?
See your screen, Tony.
Oh, okay, great. So we got this tool here called Article Optimization Commando, and this is really, really cool tool because we give this away for every member of Mass Media SEO. Say, for example, I want to go and find some keywords. I'll put in here press release, and I can do an analysis in here. And it's going to basically pull back the results from the top 5 videos and give me some metrics and stuff like that. Now, that's pretty good on its own. But the real benefit of this with the press releases is something pretty spectacular, I think, because it does some magical things when we try to write optimized content. So I'm just going to give you a very, very quick demo. Okay, so we've got these nice metrics that can tell me the top 5 ranking videos in here, tell me how many backlinks they got, Facebook shares, and all those metrics and nice things like that. But if I come over to where it says optimized video in here, and I can come over here to where it says suggested titles. If I click on that, just see over here, suggested titles. Actually, I got stuck somewhere. Yeah, suggest titles. I need to click on here. And it's already pulling in the main keyword in here. Let me just put this, for example, press release SEO. I can click on suggested titles. And it's going to go away and find some titles that it can suggest for us. And these are very sort of compelling headlines. Apply these 9 secret techniques to improve press release SEO, for example. Those kind of headlines, it's giving you some examples that you can use, you can pull in. Okay, so it's going to help you to write some compelling headlines. And that we do know that high click-through rate is really important for rankings. It's one of the most important ranking factors right now. And this, again, goes back to your marketing elements first before you start sending traffic. High click-through rate will be very, very high. Google will give a higher priority to ranking where you're getting a higher click-through rate. Okay, so when it's seeing people searching, for example, press release SEO, for example, if you've got a compelling headline and that link keeps getting clicked again and again and again, Google is going to rank you higher because it's seeing you as more relevant because more people are clicking. And the way that we get them clicking is by using compelling headlines. So for example, I can put that headline in here. Okay, now if I've got a bunch of keywords, I'm not even sure this is, I've got my AdWords details in here right now, but if I go over to Google AdWords in here, I'm going to show you how to quickly get Google to optimize your content for you. Let's go to Google AdWords, keyword, banner. And this is how we get Google to optimize our content for us really, really easily and very, very quickly. If you put this together with article optimization tool that I've got here, that we give out to members, you will see the benefit of how we do this. Okay, let me just start over in here. So if I want to put in here, let's see, real estate patio, for example. Let's get some ideas from Google. Once I put a seed keyword into Google AdWords keyword planner here, what we always get back is ad group ideas from Google. Okay, so my keyword phrase in here is real estate patio. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm looking down here and I'm looking for the closest groups in here to my seed keyword. This one is pretty close: patio, real estate patio, Thailand, etc. If I make that go over to the right hand side in here, you can do this from software, but I'm just not logged in via the software, so I'm doing it quicker this way. And you can see I've got 28 keywords that Google has given me. Okay, so if I just download those, copy those, and close it, and go back over to the software, and I go over to my Optimize, and you can see here I've got a tab where I can import keywords. Click on Add, and can add these in here, add the items. Right now, as I start to write my article out, for example, if I put in here 2012 real estate patio, I don't know why that is a keyword, but maybe it's the name of a company or something. When I type in that keyword, you can see over here it becomes green. So it's helping me to optimize. Okay. If I write the next one in here, Bishop Real Estate Patio, you can see that becomes green as well. Okay. So what we can use this for is we can write highly optimized articles. Okay. What I call this with these keywords is semantic density. This is how I get Google to optimize my content. Okay. What we used to do before, we used to be able to put in exact keyword phrase. For example, my exact keyword phrase 2 years ago might have been something like real estate patio, and I would try and get a keyword density something like 3 or 5%. Okay. We can't do that anymore. That's over optimization. But what we can do now is even better. And what we could have done now is even better, but we didn't realize it at the time. Was what I'm showing you now is we get this bunch of keywords that Google has given me. These are the keywords that Google has told me is related for that particular keyword phrase that I put in there, for that seed keyword phrase I put in there, which was real estate patio. It's given me 28 keyword phrases that it thinks is closely related to that particular keyword. Okay, these are what I call semantic keywords. Okay, now if I want to make it a high semantic density article, I want to get all of these keywords in there, and I'm not worried about the length of the article. What I am interested in is that I get all of these in here and we have a high density for all of these combined, not just the one. We're not looking at 3% of one particular keyword phrase, but we want to have something quite high percentage with all of these in there. So for example, if I did a 400-word article and I've got all of these in here, I've got a very, very highly semantic optimized article. Okay, I've got high semantic density for all of these keywords as a combination rather than just one. Okay, so what we can do with these keywords here that don't actually make sense to us, things like 12 real estate patio, that's probably the name of a company. We've got another one here, Bishop Real Estate Patio, that's the name of a company as well. What we can do to make it look not so spammy is we can put in things like hashtags, etc. Okay, and we can basically just put in a hashtag over here. Just switch to the American keyboard to allow me to do that. If I do like this, then I've got my keywords going in there without it looking too spammy. Okay. Now, one of the good things that we can do with YouTube, for example, is we can really put in descriptions that are kind of stuffed with keywords. Okay, I'm not going to say keyword stuffing. Because it's not really what we're doing, so we're just taking the keywords that Google has told us is relevant and we're building them into an article in a nice way. Okay, so we do want to write an article where we're writing, you know, some of these phrases within sentences, and the ones that we cannot use, we're going to do like hashtags like this, so they don't look so spammy. We can get away with that with YouTube. Okay, we can get away with that with YouTube video descriptions. You can't really get away with that with anything else. You won't be able to get away with that with things like press releases like this. It's not going to work. You would get rejected press releases, but we can do it from the YouTube, and so it can give us an idea how we can build all these into the article. Okay, so basically I can start by writing something like patio real estate. I'll just see. I've got a typo there. I've got another typo in there. I do a lot of typos, guys. Okay, so I can basically start to write an article out, and as I write this article, you can see this becomes green, all this other stuff down here. These are the keywords that Google gave me, okay? So as I start to write these out as an article, and I'm left with some other ones that are not done, and basically what I'm doing is I'm just making hashtags of these, and then we can use this for our YouTube descriptions, which gives us really high density optimized article, which is going to help you. And the reason we want to do it like this is because we cannot use anchor text as much as what we used to do. It used to be that we would just, you know, put real estate patio as the main anchor text that would be distributed all over the place. It would be in your title, it would be in your tags, it would be in your description, 3% or 5%, and plus it would be your anchor text, you know, for hundreds of links that you're going to do, you know, that we did at that particular time. Now we can't do that, and now what we need to do is we need to generalize what we use for anchor text. We need to use branded keywords. We need to use keywords like click here to read more and things like that. So how does Google know what your content is about? If you have to do those kind of anchor text, how does Google know what your content is about? the only way it can know is by what you put on your page. Your on-page optimization now becomes like really, really, really important. And if we can take those keywords that Google gave us, and we can use a tool like this to make sure that we can get our articles really, really optimized well, then we've been able to optimize the article with keywords that Google gave us. So Google has optimized our article, and while we go under a generic or branded anchor text, we know that Google will know what our content is about because it actually gave us the keywords that we needed to use to optimize our article. Okay, does that make sense?
I think people are a little bit excited about that tool, Tony. I've been telling people that they'll be getting that with their subscription with Mass Media SEO, so that they won't have to buy that. It will just be included with your membership.
Yeah. The thing is, we want to give you as much chance to get it to be successful with this, because we know it works. It's not a question if it works. The question is always making people do things properly and take action, basically. If you can offer this kind of service to clients as well, I mean, it's just huge. If you've got a tool like that to help you with your video ads agency, it's incredible what you can do. You can put all this stuff together in a very, very simple way. And you can even train a virtual assistant to do this. It's not that hard. And you can have really, really well optimized YouTube videos. And also, if you go over to my site, I've got a whole course over here, a very, very recent course. And although it's free, it's better than half the stuff you will ever get, you will ever pay for. I guarantee that. It's got some great stuff in here for that particular. Where's my YouTube channel optimization guide? These are short videos in this blog post. Okay, you will see, and if you go through those videos for that particular course, I've just put the link in here, you will learn about how to optimize YouTube channels in 2015, and you will find things that nobody else is teaching. Nobody else is teaching. You'll be wondering why we're giving that away for free once you're going through that course. I get a lot of comments about that one, how we give it away for free. And the reason is, I have a business as a software business. I don't have an info product business, so my training is always free. I use it for lead generation. Okay, any more questions?
Awesome, thank you. I really appreciate your time tonight, guys. It has been very eye-opening, and I know that some people are there's so much, which is part of the reason to have a service to be able to do these kinds of things for you.
Okay. Something gone quiet there.
That's all the questions, Tom.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look. Hopefully, there's been some real good value for the stuff that we shared here tonight. Watch out for the blog post. I'm going to give the blog post link to Matt, and he can email that out to you guys later, and it will have all the links that you need for the stuff that you need to understand, and all the additional training. All that will be in there as well. Okay, Matt. Thank you very much, and thank you, Robert, for helping.
Awesome. Yeah, and everyone that's listening, I will have an email go out tomorrow with the link, and it'll also be in the members area as well.
Super. Okay. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you so much. Take care, everyone.